What's going on, everyone? So I'm over here on vacation a bit or doing my brother's memorial. So I am not having my initial setup, but we're still going to do this in this manner. Thank you guys for all the support. This has been a great memorial weekend for him. We got to see a lot of childhood friends and things have been great. But getting to the good stuff, though, are we ready for this? Because it's exactly what I always talk about. And I think I can actually use a camera on here, but I'm not so sure how it works. Let me see if it will let me. I don't know. I'm doing screen recording on my phone, by the way, everybody. So yeah, honestly, I don't know. Let me see. What is this? Okay, yeah, this could actually bring me on the camera a little bit, but I mean, this looks crap. I don't want to do this. So I'm just going to be off the camera. But okay, so the rumor here is, according to what I'm seeing, why the hell is this stuff on my screen like this? Let's take this off. Idle Sloth is saying it right here. Xbox wants to nerf Game Pass. Are you guys hearing me? Yeah, Microsoft wants to nerf Game Pass. It is going to be, I think, in trouble because it's not giving them the return that they wanted. You could just say that Game Pass failed. Right here, rumor Xbox has reportedly suspended adding third party games on Xbox Game Pass. We see that, right? They're not overpaying to subsidize for you anymore. So it can look good on Game Pass, but they're not getting the results. Satya told you, just like I've been trying to tell you before, it's been a sinkhole. You lost 300 million putting Call of Duty on there. They took off Call of Duty from Game Pass, and now they're freezing third-party deals. It's all about getting that money back. Guys, I seriously think that they want to get their money back and get rid of what they don't want, and it's going to be a bloodbath. You can't expect Xbox to be sitting here like it's going to be some miracle happening. You got to wake up from this. We've already talked about this before. Now we see the true picture. AGN's been telling you for a while. Multiple independent developers have confirmed during the first playable, you see that? Italy's leading international B2B business event and trade show that Xbox has completely froze the signing of new deals for Game Pass. They're trying to think of something else. They're trying to think, what do we want to do with this? I told you guys before, Game Pass could be something that could be shut down. If Satya wants to, he could shut it down. Don't think that that's not possible. They already talk about selling off Xbox. The Game Pass that you got comfortable with is now gone. It's time for monetization. This industry is getting greedy. You see what's happening in the RAM cartel industry. You see what's happening with hardware prices. Everything that you thought that was good now, like Game Pass is amazing. Guess what? They're taking it down now. Get ready. Xbox has abruptly withdrawn offers that were already in the early stages of negotiations to include specific games in Game Pass. This is why you can't believe Microsoft's roadmaps. They're inconsistent. Remember when people thought the Game Pass was going to stay like that forever? I told you it's a pipe dream. One day you're going to get a wake up call because you're going to realize this is a dark sinkhole and they're not going to keep paying like this on top of this other stuff. Satya already told you no monetization. Oh, no more subsidizing. Monetization time, right? It's monetization time. It's coming. On top of that, if we go down here, it says developers point to the new leadership having ordered this blockade while it reorganizes its entire business strategy. Look at what they try to do with exclusives. I'm telling you, with anything you think this company's going to do, it's not going to make you comfortable. Everything is going to be about getting back that money that put Xbox in a sinkhole. It's not going to subsidize for you anymore. So what do you think this means? Do you think this means that Game Pass is going to get better? Because if you think that, I don't know what to tell you. You're not seeing the picture. It says the Game Pass model, which relies heavy, don't you think about this, because it does, on investing millions of dollars to obtain day one launches from outside Xbox studios, is currently being thoroughly examined. Meaning I'm not paying to give you comfort for third party anymore. Game Pass better be about first party for the most part. Microsoft can't afford to do that anymore. Of course they can afford it, but you know what I mean. They're not going to do it. Independent studios lose their largest financial safety net as a result of the new leadership cutting back on spending. They're nerfing Game Pass for you. And Xbox confirms that the era of unchecked expansion is over. Xbox has reportedly suspended adding third-party games on Game Pass. So there's reader's context here that says this claim originates from Exodus, which has a history of sharing debunked rumors, including EA shutting down Coastmasters. That may be true. But the funny thing here, though, is that Microsoft is trying to get back more money. I think this is something that is very realistic. I don't think that this is made up. So we don't have 100% confirmation that it can't be debunked, but it is says these rumors are coming from the Business of Video Games podcast by Shams Georgiani, the CEO of Arrowhead Game Studios, and Fernando Rizzo, former chief sales and business developer officer at Raw Fury, now partner at Kabuto Games. Shams Georgiani, I heard you had some hot gross. Fernando Rizzo says, I was at a very nice industry trade show in Italy. First Playable had some nice lunches, nice dinners with industry colleagues, and word on the street was that loads of people who were in the frame for Game Pass deals, i.e., nothing was inked yet, but the deals were in advanced discussions. Everybody got the rug pulled out from under them. So this is behind the scenes. Shams Georgiani says, what does that mean? Fernando says, I think what that means is that I don't think Game Pass is over. I think they're on pause. I think they're figuring it out. That's my read anyways. But yeah, for the time being, it seems like Game Pass deals. We just did one deal at Kabuto Games earlier this year. I got the feeling it might be one of the last ones they did. Yeah, they're not subsidizing for you no more. You're going to get monetized more. They're trying to make the money back. More content coming from Gaming Circle podcast about the business of video games, as we see down there, episode 59. This guy says, Exorcist, who posed as a lawyer during the Activision purchase and thinks he is an insider, stealing and inventing rumors, and pretends to be an Xbox fan, but he's actually a fan of PlayStation. I can possibly see that being true, but I haven't read deep into him like that, so I don't know. But this guy has an Xbox hat. We know when it comes to Xbox fanboys, they always cope and try to act like it's not something that could be a reality when you really see what Microsoft has done lately. Why would this not be something that's being thought of? I don't think this is just make-believe. Speed Guy says, you became a rumor account posting anything for engagement, unfollowed. This guy says, this bee was cooking for like a month. Now she's actually a retard again. Oh boy. I highly doubt that's true. That's effing stupid. If they did that, what's the point of having the service then? Well, for first party. And then like getting deals that are probably coming later. But I think that it makes sense when you think about Satya saying, I'm not subsidizing for you. All those deals you thought you were getting for Game Pass, like they were somehow free. Microsoft spent a lot of money. They were subsidizing. So that's what I'm saying. That's where this makes sense following the alignment of Satya wanting to monetize and get his money back. This guy says, do you literally just post everything you read on the internet? Now, serious question. I can understand if you've caught him doing certain types of behavior, why you would doubt the guy. But I think that there could be some truth to this because it's Microsoft and it makes sense. Come on, man. The source you are citing has shown that he posts literally anything to get clicks. He does not have a source within Xbox. Yeah, maybe not. We are 6 months shy of an entire full decade of FUD against Xbox Game Pass. Very interesting why some despise it so much. The thing is, you were being lied to the whole time. It was not successful. It failed. It flopped. So what are they going to do? Just like any other studio that's not successful with games and they flop. What do you think's going to happen? There's going to have to be some changes. That's why I say that this kind of makes sense from that perspective alone, right? So that's where people here are kind of saying about this post. They're kind of getting a little bit annoyed and they feel like that this is just because you want to make Xbox and Game Pass look negative. No, Microsoft has already done that themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think that's the case. Could this guy be somebody that wants to show Xbox negative? I mean, I'd have to take a look at his post more, but I think that this is kind of a reasonable post looking at the history of what's going on in the Xbox world lately. And I think when it comes to Microsoft, I don't see why they're going to spend much more money when they just told you they're not subsidizing anymore. This following statement aligns with that. You see what I mean? They're trying to make money and profit. If you keep on spending all that money to put those games on Game Pass, how are they making the money back? They were just trying to make their service look better than PlayStation Plus. But that competition is over with now. Now it's time to make back the money. You see what I'm saying? No matter how you look at this, guys, it's not gonna work. It makes sense that this is what is gonna be possibly happening in some sort of fashion. You can't trust Microsoft. If something fails, they usually get rid of it, or they try to find a way to make some money off of it or make their money back. We're seeing this everywhere. Xbox hardware is not being subsidized. So Game Pass is probably not going to be subsidized. They said they're done. That means apply that to everything in the Xbox world. If Game Pass is not making me money, what am I doing? That's like saying Netflix is going to keep going, but they're in a sinkhole. And they're still at like 30, 40 million subs. Then it's failing. No, Netflix is in a insane profit now. So it makes sense to keep it going because it's very, very good. But Game Pass is not doing that. So, yeah, become a member, leave a tip down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is something that I kind of wanted to talk about because I feel like when it comes to Xbox, definitely when it comes to stuff like this, sure, you could say that it doesn't have an official source, but doesn't it kind of make sense though? Yeah, I'm not making this video because I want to make Xbox look negative. I don't need to do that. Microsoft has already destroyed it completely. That's what I don't understand about Xbox fanboys, because you're like, oh, look, you're doing this. What are you talking about? Look at what Microsoft did. Wake your goofy ass up at this point. It's like, are you really going to be this dumb and try to act like we're doing damage to Xbox? Ain't even close to what Microsoft's done. And I don't have videos with millions of views. Like I'm brainwashing the whole world to not buy Xbox. No, Microsoft has done that themselves. There's nothing that we can't do that Microsoft hasn't done significantly worse to the Xbox brand. Tell me AGN is lying. I can't take you serious then. AGN out. Peace out, y'all.